The RMS Titanic, a titan of its time, sliced through the dark, still waters of the Atlantic. A beacon of opulence and human ambition, it carried on its maiden voyage a tapestry of dreams. Dreams of new beginnings, of fortunes to be made, of love found and families reunited. Yet beneath the surface of gaiety and grandeur, a current of disquiet rippled through the ship, a subtle premonition of the icy abyss that awaited. The night was eerily calm, the sea an unnaturally smooth expanse reflecting the starlight like a sheet of shattered glass. An unsettling silence had descended, broken only by the rhythmic thrumming of the ship's engines, a mechanical heartbeat against the hushed whispers of the wind. Even the most seasoned traveller felt a prickle of unease, an unexplainable shiver that ran deeper than the cool night air. The air itself seemed thick with a spectral chill, an invisible fog that clung to the shadows, turning laughter into nervous whispers and merriment into apprehensive glances. The vastness of the ocean seemed to press in on the Titanic, a silent leviathan circling its prey. Little did anyone know, the true horror lay not in the depths below, but in the spectral warnings swirling above. As the night deepened, strange tales began to circulate among the passengers, passed in hushed tones from cabin to cabin. A young boy claimed to have seen a ghostly figure on the deck, its translucent hand reaching out towards him, a look of stark terror etched on its spectral face. A group of card players in the first-class smoking room swore they heard faint cries for help, carried on the wind, only to be met with silence when they rushed to the railing. Down in the bowels of the ship, where the air was thick with the smell of coal dust and sweat, the stokers whispered of strange Morse code signals intercepted from the ether. Frantic warnings, they claimed, of an impending ice field, of a wall of ice that stretched across their path. Their concerns, dismissed as superstitious ramblings of tired men, were quickly silenced by the gruff orders of their superiors. The ship's radio room crackled with a different kind of unease. Operators, their ears glued to their headsets, reported receiving garbled messages, whispers from the void that spoke of a great tragedy, of a ship of dreams destined to become a tomb. These cryptic warnings were often followed by an eerie silence, as if the very airwaves themselves were holding their breath, bracing for the inevitable. A chilling incident occurred near the ship's grand staircase, a masterpiece of polished wood and wrought iron. A young couple, lost in their own world of whispered promises and stolen kisses, stopped short, their blood turning to ice. They heard it first, a faint melody, mournful yet strangely beautiful, drifting down from the upper decks. It was the sound of violins playing a slow, haunting waltz. Confused, they ascended the stairs, their hearts pounding in unison with the spectral music. Yet as they reached the top, the music abruptly stopped and they found the grand salon deserted. The musicians, who normally graced this spot with lively tunes, were nowhere to be found. The eerie silence that followed was heavier than the silence before, imbued with an unnerving sense of dread. Panic-stricken, the couple stumbled back down the stairs, their laughter silenced, their faces pale with terror. They had heard the music of ghosts, a mournful dirge for a ship sailing towards its doom. The haunting melody lingered in the air, a spectral echo of an impending tragedy, a chilling reminder that they were not alone on this seemingly cursed vessel. Captain Edward Smith, a veteran of the seas, remained unperturbed by the unsettling tales that swirled around him. He dismissed them as mere fancies, fueled by the anxieties of a maiden voyage. The Titanic, he asserted, was unsinkable, a testament to human ingenuity, impervious to the whims of nature. Yet even the captain couldn't ignore the unease that clung to him like a shroud. He too felt the prickle of unseen eyes, heard the faint whispers on the wind. He dismissed them as tricks of a tired mind, the weight of responsibility bearing down on him. But deep down, a seed of doubt had been planted, a gnawing fear that refused to be silenced. He paced the bridge, his brow furrowed, his gaze fixed on the dark horizon. He gripped the railing, his knuckles white, as if trying to hold on to something solid, something real in a world that was rapidly unraveling. The ship, once a symbol of human triumph, now felt like a gilded cage, a prison of wood and steel hurtling towards an unknown fate. As the night wore on, the spectral warnings grew more insistent. Those who dared to venture onto the upper decks reported seeing strange lights dancing on the horizon, shimmering like fireflies in the distance. Some dismissed them as reflections of the stars on the water, but others whispered of ghostly distress flares, a spectral SOS from a ship lost to the depths. The air grew colder, the sea blacker, as if the very elements themselves were conspiring to warn them. A heavy silence blanketed the ship, broken only by the creaking of its massive hull and the frantic beating of hearts filled with a nameless dread. The laughter had died down, replaced by hushed whispers and nervous glances. The Titanic, once a beacon of hope and progress, was now a vessel of fear, sailing towards its doom. The ghostly lights flickered in the distance, a silent plea for help ignored in the arrogance of man's belief in his own invincibility. Little did they know these phantom flares were not a figment of their imagination, but a chilling premonition of the distress rockets that would soon light up the sky, a desperate cry for help that would come too late. As the clock ticked past midnight, the inevitable occurred. The unsinkable ship, blinded by its own hubris, collided with the icy breath of fate. The impact, a sickening crunch of metal against ice, sent shockwaves through the Titanic, jolting passengers from their slumber, their dreams shattered by the cold hand of reality. The spectral warnings, ignored and dismissed, now echoed with chilling clarity. The ghostly figures, the eerie music, the whispers from the deep, they were not hallucinations but harbingers of doom, messengers from a realm beyond the veil, desperately trying to warn them of their impending fate. The Titanic, once a symbol of man's triumph over nature, now succumbed to the icy grip of the Atlantic. As the ship slipped beneath the waves, taking with it the dreams and aspirations of over 1,500 souls, the ghostly lights on the horizon seemed to burn brighter, a spectral vigil for the souls lost to the depths. The ghosts of the Titanic had borne witness, their warnings tragically fulfilled, their presence a haunting reminder of the fragility of life and the hubris of man.